Welcome back to another episode of Out Loud Geek, where we discuss news and views about pop culture, science fiction, fantasy, food, cooking, the outdoors, and more. It's time, once again, for another depressing dose of dismal Disney. Guess what? Things are not going well for Disney's Galactic Starcruiser. Who could imagine that? Oh my goodness. Gee, I think I may have said something to that effect a year ago. The Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, Disney's newest luxury hotel, has faced criticism from many fans on a variety of issues, starting with its $6,000 price point for a family of 4. And it's only $4,800, I believe, if it's just 2 people. Gee, what a bargain, huh? The hotel provides an immersive experience in which guests will embark on their own uniquely themed Star Wars journey with a special itinerary. Doesn't that just sound titillating? It makes you just want to run right out and spend all your money to go on this thing. Yeah, no, not me. During their experience, guests are treated to many unique features aboard the Galactic Starcruiser before eventually making their way to the Walt Disney World Resort Terminal to experience Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Still, the 2-night experience has left many unimpressed, and as a result of the price and reviews, demand is rapidly decreasing. Oh, well, that just breaks my heart. How sad. All that money they spent on that thing and interest is fading away. Oh, it's just heartbreaking. Plus, they based it on the sequel trilogy of all things, and it's fairly safe to say that probably over 50% of the entire Star Wars fandom probably doesn't like the sequel trilogy at this point. Looking at the schedule for the Star Wars experience, we can see that dates are becoming much easier to access. In its infancy, many weeks and voyages for the Galactic Starcruiser were sold out. Now that's not the case. Oh, isn't that just a pity? So here is the actual page on the Disney World website for reservation dates for the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. And as you can plainly see, most of November and December are wide open. So it's really funny to see. There are so many open dates. Very few people are actually going to this anymore. And look at January. It's completely wide open. There are no closed dates in January whatsoever. And here is February through April of 2023. And yet again, it is wide open. There's hardly anybody making reservations to stay at the Galactic Starcruiser. And with people becoming increasingly worried about inflation and other issues, this thing is just priced out of more and more people's abilities to spend. You know, it costs way too much. $5,000 for 2 people or $6,000 for a family of 4. How many people can actually afford to do this? And how many people are actually interested in going to the Galactic Starcruiser? There's only so many people in the country who are Star Wars fans, and there's only so many of those fans who would really be interested in going to the Galactic Starcruiser. And then another very interesting article about the Galactic Starcruiser came out a few days ago. Disney World's costly Galactic Starcruiser, now more like a prison than a hotel. Oh, this is just, I'm just eating this up. Well, there have been people who have described the Galactic Starcruiser as essentially being a windowless concrete bunker because it has no windows. It doesn't even have a swimming pool. I mean, why would you build a resort hotel with no swimming pool? Does nobody in Star Wars swim? Earlier this year, Walt Disney World Resort opened one of their most costly experiences yet, the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser. Promised as a fully immersive adventure, the 2-night excursion allows guests to become part of the galaxy far, far away, taking on missions, eating and drinking like a Jedi, and meeting characters like Chewbacca. Yeah, Chewbacca is probably about the only original trilogy character that people there would meet, because everything else is sequel trilogy, which, I have no interest in that. Since opening, the Disney Hotel has faced constant criticism regarding its cost, with some claiming the Star Wars experience is only there to serve the wealthy. Aw, yes, I think that's actually true. But a surprising development has happened, with some now noticing that the Galactic Starcruiser looks more like a prison than a bourgeois sci-fi hotel, thanks to the latest live-action Star Wars show, Tony Gilroy's Star Wars Andor. Really? Well, isn't this interesting? While some have celebrated Walt Disney World's ingenuity to deliver such an immersive product, others have blasted the company for its continuing disconnect between price and experience, with the Starcruiser pricing out a large percentage of the Disney park's guests. And the expense may be causing even more guests to opt out of the experience, as voyage dates for 2023 are pretty empty as we head toward the end of the year. The lack of bookings paired with the rise in cost across the whole of Walt Disney World Resort, including Disney Genie Plus, admission tickets, and hotels, may mean Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Paycheck and Disney Parks Chairman Josh D'Armo have to reevaluate the cost of the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser for the benefit of future guest experience. Yeah, for those who really want to lose their money on it. Many more may be put off from a trip on the Halcyon after some Star Wars fans noticed the comparisons between the passenger cabins and the new prison complex, Narkina 5, in Star Wars Andor. In the last few weeks, Andor has found himself arrested and imprisoned in a labor facility, Narkina 5. And some have just noticed a comparison between one of Disney World's most expensive rooms and the prison. This is hard to read because it's making me laugh. And some have just noticed a comparison between one of the Disney World's most expensive rooms and the prison bunks Andor finds himself sleeping on while carrying out his 6-year sentence. As Nick Horowitz pointed out, I find it very funny that the $5,000 Star Wars hotel looks way more reminiscent of the dystopian prison in Andor than anything else in Star Wars. Yeah, and there's his tweet, and yeah, they do look rather similar. This isn't the first time the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser has been compared to a correctional facility. Months ago, Gumshoe Goof said, "Am I crazy, or does this all look like rethemed corrections, industry, architecture, and design? Can you spot the difference?" I mean, this doesn't really make it very appealing, especially given the cost. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It is likely a coincidence that Andor has used the same tones as the Halcyon passenger cabins, but there is certainly something off about the synergy of how Disney manages the Star Wars franchise, especially when Star Wars has such a dedicated fan base and notices details like this. In some people's eyes, the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, despite being a feat of Walt Disney Imagineering, may be seen as a glorified correctional facility as Andor continues to pull more and more eyes each week to the adventures of the Empire and Rebellion. Well, that's kind of wishful thinking because there really aren't that many people watching Andor on Disney Plus, and that's a fact. So between the incredibly high cost to stay at the Galactic Starcruiser and the fact that it looks more and more like a correctional facility, yes, interest in staying there has waned and is basically gone down the proverbial toilet. Thanks for watching today, and a huge thanks to everyone who has subscribed to our channel. We appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, and please feel free to share a comment. If you'd like to see more of our videos in the future and help support this channel, please press the red subscribe button. And please press the bell to receive notifications for new content. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter by clicking on the links in the description. Until next time, this is Out Loud Geek.